We are the hottest country anywhere in the world.
Why does he always have to talk about our country like it's a strip joint? Well, hello there, ladies and gents. Welcome back to the channel. And in this video, we're going to go ahead and fact check some of Donald Trump's statements during his UN speech. First, we have to talk about the escalator debacle. The escalator stopped just as him and Melania were getting on it. Now, listen, I call balls and strikes. If that was Joe Biden and the escalator had stopped suddenly, that dude would have fallen. Then the teleprompter wasn't working on him. And I don't know if that was God trying to tell him not to deliver the speech, but he just went on ahead and did it anyway.
But today, just 8 months into my administration, we are the hottest country anywhere in the world. And there is no other country even close.
Why does he always have to talk about our country like it's a strip joint? Like he's one of those flesh peddlers that stands out on the street and waves the guys in, come on, we got the hottest country.
Under my leadership, energy costs are down, gasoline prices are down, grocery prices are down, mortgage rates are down, and inflation has been defeated.
How long do you think it's been since Donald Trump went to a grocery store and put things in a cart and went shopping? He has no idea about what the prices of things cost. None of that is true.
Just 8 months since I took office, we have secured commitments and money already paid for $17 trillion.
Not true. As a matter of fact, on the White House website, it says 8.8 trillion, not this exaggerated 17 trillion. And where is he coming up with these numbers anyway? They're based on commitments from foreign countries that are tenuous at best, along with tariff revenue. None of this has been collected. He's making it sound like it's already been parked in Fort Knox. Moving on.
Illegally into the United States, poured into our country with the ridiculous open border policy of the Biden administration. Our message is very simple. If you come illegally into the United States, you're going to jail, or you're going back to where you came from, or perhaps even further than that.
It is hard to believe because it's false. The number one way people get here illegally and stay is through the airports. It's not through the borders. People come here legally and they wind up overstaying their visas.
Likewise, in a period of just 7 months, I have ended 7 unendable wars. They said they were unendable. You're never going to get them solved. Some were going for 31 years, 2 of them, 31, think of it, 31 years. One was 36 years.
Okay, so let's just do a little bit of fact checking here. His claim that he ended 7 wars was highly disputed and often rated as exaggerated or false by fact checkers and foreign policy experts. The conflicts cited were not full-scale wars, and many remain unresolved despite his administration's involvement in ceasefires or peace agreements.
I've also been working relentlessly, stopping the killing in Ukraine. I thought that would be, of the 7 wars that I stopped, I thought that would be the easiest because of my relationship with President Putin, which had always been a good one. I thought that was going to be the easiest one. But in war, you never know what's going to happen. There are always lots of surprises, both good and bad. Everyone thought Russia would win this war in 3 days, but it didn't work out that way. It was supposed to be just a quick little skirmish. It's not making Russia look good. It's making them look bad. No matter what happens from here on out, this was something that should have taken a matter of days, certainly less than a week. And they've been fighting for 3.5 years.
Now, remember, when he was campaigning, he was saying that he would get into office and end that war on day 1. It was going to be so easy. It was going to be so easy. That's what he said about everything. Everything was going to be so easy. Just trust me, elect me again. I'm going to fix everything. And nothing has been fixed. The prices of groceries still extremely high. This war is still raging. I wish he had the amount of passion for the Ukraine war the way that he has for Israel and Hamas.
I look at London, where you have a terrible mayor, terrible mayor. And it's been so changed. Now they want to go to Sharia law. But you're in a different country. You can't do that. Both the immigration and their suicidal energy ideas will be the death of Western Europe if something is not done immediately. This cannot be sustained.
Ooh, let's throw a scary Arabic word in there. Sharia law. That's Simply not true. It's not happening. They do have Sharia councils. These are advisory panels on matters of religion. It has nothing to do with the England judicial system. Nothing to do with that.
Inmates in German prisons were foreign nationals or migrants. In Austria, the number was 53% of the people in prisons were from places that weren't from where they are now. In Greece, the number was 54%. And in Switzerland, beautiful Switzerland, 72% of the people in prisons are from outside of Switzerland.
Okay, when he started rattling off these statistics, now bear in mind, this whole speech is written by Stephen Miller. Need I say more? I didn't think that there was any way these statistics could actually be right, but this is probably the most truthful thing that he said in the entirety of this UN speech. Yes, all of those numbers, they're scary, but they're true. Of course, a lot of these people are there legally, and there's always all kinds of factors of why people end up in prison, but that's still 72% of the inmates in Switzerland. That's crazy.
The previous administration also lost nearly 300,000 children. Think of that. They lost more than 300,000 children, little children, who were trafficked into the United States on the Biden watch, many of whom have been raped, exploited, and abused, and sold. Nobody talks about that.
Okay, we're
fake
gonna pause
news
that
doesn't.
there. That number 300,000. It just sounds staggering and terrible. Like where are all these kids? This is over 250,000 children. How do you misplace 250,000 children? So let me give you the meaning of the word lost. The claim wrongly interprets the report's findings as meaning the government does not know the location of the children. The government doesn't know where they are. It doesn't mean that the families don't know where they are. While the report noted that the children who missed their court dates or were not served notices were at higher risk for exploitation, it did not state that all of these children were missing, trafficked, or deceased. A lot of this is just bureaucracy and its failures and paperwork issues.
Europe, on the other hand, has a long way to go, with many countries being on the brink of destruction because of the green energy agenda. And I give a lot of credit to Germany. Germany was being led down a very sick path, both on immigration, by the way, and on energy. They were going green, and they were going bankrupt. And the new leadership came in, and they went back to where they were, with fossil fuel and with nuclear, which is good. It's now safe, and you can do it properly. But they went back to where they were, and they opened up a lot of different plants, energy producing plants, and they're doing well. I give Germany a lot of credit for that. They've said this is a disaster, what's happening. They were going all green. All green is all bankrupt. That's what it represents.
I know it's going to shock you to find that wasn't true too. Germany is not abandoning its clean air initiative. Let me quickly just read this little blurb here. While Germany faced temporary setbacks, particularly due to the 2022 Russian energy crisis, its long-term strategy continues to accelerate the transition to renewables. The perception of Germany moving away from clean energy stems largely from its 2023 nuclear phase-out and its continued short-term reliance on fossil fuels. They have some big goals when it comes to clean energy, and good for them.
Wiped off the map by global warming. Not happening. It used to be global cooling. If you look back years ago in the 1920s and the 1930s, they said, global cooling will kill the world. We have to do something. Then they said global warming will kill the world, but then it started getting cooler, so now they could just call it climate change, because that way they can't miss. It's climate change, because if it goes
Can you hear the
higher
people
or lower,
laughing?
whatever the hell happens, there's climate change. It's the greatest con job ever perpetrated on the world, in my opinion. Climate change, no matter what happens, you're involved in that. No more global warming, no more global cooling. All of these predictions made by the United Nations and many others, often for bad reasons, were wrong. They were made by stupid people.
We had a really big storm called Hurricane Katrina, and it was horrible. devastating. And we were told it was a once-in-a-lifetime storm. We're never going to see anything like that again. But of course, because of climate change, not only have we seen more storms like that, but they happen a couple of times a year. Right? Texas is always being hit, Florida, Louisiana, they're always being hit with these devastating hurricanes. And what happens? You, the United States taxpayer, has to swoop in and bail out these states. What were we told about climate change? We were told that it's not necessarily that the earth was going to get hotter, but that it was going to make weather more severe. So it was going to make the storms a lot stronger. And it's all true. Because we see these nasty hurricanes hitting us year after year after year. Places not getting rain, which cause droughts, which causes huge brush fires. How many wildfires have not only we've been battling, but Canada's been all over the world. They've had these horrible wildfires. It's one thing if you're just like a regular person who doesn't really believe in climate change, but this is the president of the United States addressing the leaders of all of the big nations of the world, and they're laughing at him. So I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you so much for popping by for one of my takes. Please consider hitting that subscribe button. I would very much appreciate it. Maybe even the like. That would really help me out. Well, I'll catch you next time. Take care.